Hey everyone out there in YouTube land, I'm coming in for my 13 weeks post-op VSG surgery update. I don't know why I have a hard time saying that every time, but it seems like so many words. But 13 weeks out, and it happens that today, the day I'm filming this video, October 17th, that I'm exactly 3 months post-op. Pretty cool in a lot of ways, but in a lot of other ways, scary because 3 months already and I am enjoying my honeymoon phase of losing no matter what. I'll talk more about that later. I'm gonna do my stats right away. My highest weight ever was 442 pounds. My weight day of surgery was 397 pounds, and my current weight is 344.6, which is a loss since surgery of 52.5 pounds and a total loss of 97.6 pounds. So I'm like 2.5 pounds away from losing 100 pounds since my highest, which is super cool. But the weight loss is like slowing down a lot already, or maybe not already. I should just say like this month I've realized that since my 2-month update, I've only lost like 10 pounds, which normally I would not complain about 10 pounds in a month, but it definitely like came to like a halt, and I stalled quite a few times this month for a week or more, and I was kind of stalled the whole week this week. Anyway, it just seemed really slow the past few weeks. But today, I went to my 3-month post-op appointment at my bariatric office, and I have Kaiser in Northern California. I know Kaiser in like Southern California is like has this reputation of being the worst, but I'm in NorCal. It has a really good reputation. I love Kaiser. But anyway, 3-month appointment, and it's a group appointment. So a bunch of people that are right around 3 months come in, and our bariatrician comes and talks to us, and our nutritionist for a while. And it was a good appointment. The best thing that I got out of it was that it kind of rejuvenated me to keep focused, and that I did have surgery. Like, things have been going so well and so easy for me that I kind of need to remind myself that I had surgery, and I need to be working a little harder, because I feel like this month, which probably reflects in my numbers, I haven't really been working that hard, and I'm starting to get lax. And I've been thinking about it a lot this week, and you know, when I've done other diets too, whether they're fad diets or just eating better, it always seems to be my worst habit or whatever is around 3 months I start getting lax. I've lost a good amount of weight and start getting lax and like, why is this not working for me? And make excuses and then drop off the wagon. But this is not one of those diets or anything. This is a lifestyle, literally a lifestyle. I've changed my life. I've changed my body. And I just need to whip it into shape, I guess. So that was great in my 3-month appointment. She talked mostly about making sure you're getting your vitamins and water and protein. A lot of people have had a lot of problems eating, getting their protein and all that. And I'm like, I could eat anything. Like, I could eat any type of protein, dry, moist. I can pretty much eat any carb. A couple times I've eaten too fast and gotten uncomfortable, but really it's felt so like easy breezy that I need to like rein myself in and remember the basics, which is my topic for this video. Couldn't think of the word. So my topic for this video is actually based on an article that somebody posted in our Facebook group for this, for where I did my surgery. And just the article is from bariatriceating.com. I've been to that site a couple times, but never really looked there much, but I love this article. It's, I'll post it in the description, and this is none of my recommendations, but just wanted to touch on the top 10 things, like the basics of post-op surgery and what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing. These are the 10 basic rules, and I think it really focuses me in to like think of what I should be hitting every day and the things that I should be thinking about every day. So I'm just going to kind of go through the list. I'll post the article. I highly recommend you read it. It's not even long, but it's just hits those main points, exactly what we should be thinking about every single day. So first one is number 1, drinking with meals. So I talked about before, this is like my hardest thing. I have to take my daily vitamin right before I eat. And it says that you can drink all the way up until like 5-10 minutes before you start eating. But as soon as you start eating, drinking stops until at least 30 minutes after you're done eating. And that's been really hard for me. I'm always have a drink with my meals, and it's just a basic. It's what I have to do now. And since I read this article, I've just been taking my multivitamin right before I eat and making sure I do that instead of, sometimes I would take it in the middle of my meal or whatever, but take it before I eat and stop drinking. Like take the water away or whatever. So that was number 1. Number 2, drinking soda. I was a huge soda drinker. I drank Diet Coke probably 64 ounces a day at least. That was probably my norm. So that's been a big change for me, but I have not even missed Coke. There was one time when we were at this barbecue thing and it was like water or Diet Coke was all they had. And I was like, oh, a can of Diet Coke sounds good. That's it. Just don't do it. Stretches out your stomach from what I've heard. Bad for your stomach. Carbonation is bad. Caffeine is bad. So I have just avoided it completely. Stick to water and a couple other milk and those bai drinks that I love. That's about it. No soda. Basic. Number 3, not making good food choices. So food choices, I feel like I have started to get lax, like I said, this month, which probably reflects in my only 10 pounds. I keep thinking it's going to drop, and maybe it will, but it's not that I'm eating bad things. It's just that I am not eating per plan. I'm not eating, my meals don't consist of 75% protein. I always eat my protein first and then move on to other things, but you're supposed to move on to your vegetable and then a starchy carb or a starch. And I don't do that. I usually have my starch right with my meat, and sometimes don't even get my vegetables in, much less fruit. Fruit's very occasional. So just really focusing in on protein. That is what we're here for. That's what my body needs. I'm losing my hair, like gobs and gobs of hair right now. And I mean, my body needs protein. That's what I should be eating. That's what I should be filling up with. And then having a very small amount of anything else if I get to that point. And I've been able to eat so well that I just started mixing things like I shouldn't be. So good basic thing. Number 4, understanding alcohol. I've never really drank, so that's not one for me, but if you do, definitely read this and just remember the basics. No alcohol. They said in my post-op meeting today, they said at least for 1 year. So keep it in mind. Also, it's a transference thing with transferring your addiction to food to your addiction to alcohol. Just be careful. Anyway, taking vitamins or supplements. I feel like I've been really good about vitamins. I am on point with them. I'll miss every once in a while. It's very occasional that I miss, but man, they told some scary stories today to scare us into making sure we take our vitamins. And it seriously, like, it was scary. Like somebody just bending over to like take the charger out of the plug, like a phone charger, and breaking their sternum, I think it was, she said. Crazy stuff like osteoporosis that can develop, and the biggest one that we talked about today was B1. And I thought this was just some random pill that we threw in, but it is so important. Even missing B1 for like a few days, like 3 to 5 days, can totally screw up your system, blurry vision, all this crazy stuff. So I forget what the story is that she told me about that, but scary stuff. Take your vitamins. If anybody needs a vitamin list of what I take to compare, I'd be happy to share. And getting that calcium citrate that I take in the chews. I'm so glad I switched to the chews, because I feel like if I was taking those big horse pills, I wouldn't do it and I wouldn't be getting my calcium in. So there it is, vitamins. Number 6, not drinking enough water, basics. I am barely getting 60 ounces of water a day, or liquid, like Fairlife or anything like that counts towards your fluid intake, but I need to up my water. I'm going to try to hit 2 of my Hydro Flasks, so like around 60 ounces by the time I go home from work is my goal. So however you have to do it, do it. Grazing, also a victim of grazing, or not a victim. I'm not a victim. I've been grazing this month. Just, I don't know. I'm starting to get snacky every once in a while. I try to keep it to a really minimum, but really it should be not at all. Not a minimum. It should be no grazing. You have your 3 or 4 meals a day. That's our plan. 3 or 4 meals a day, and planned out, and no grazing. So number 8 is not exercising. Also, I'm just like doing terrible on all of these, which is why I'm doing this, this video. But exercising. I have not exercised in 3-4 weeks. I have this huge pimple. I'm sure you guys have been watching it this whole time. I'm like breaking out. You can see here. If anybody knows why this happened, I haven't broken out this bad in forever. Anyway, I'm not exercising. I've been off the bandwagon, and I was really good about it for like 2 months, and then I just haven't done it. And so at least walking, but I really want to get into weight training especially, which is so important to build back muscle, because while we're losing weight, we're not just losing fat, we're losing muscle too. So really important to build that back up, and muscle also helps burn fat. So if you're losing muscle and losing, it all adds up to less burning of fat and less healthy overall. Number 9, eating too many carbs. Also been doing this month, every single one. I've been starting to mix in carbs into my meals, and I track all my meals, and I've noticed my carbs have been getting higher and higher and higher the past couple weeks, because I guess just because I've been pushing my limits and mixing carbs in with my protein. So back on track with just protein. And number 10, this is a mistake that people do, is assuming that the surgery has cured your morbid obesity. I'm going to read this first little part. Calling it a honeymoon period is an accurate description. When weight is falling off and suddenly the world is brighter and all is good, it's hard to imagine you will ever face the problems of morbid obesity ever again. Here's your wake-up call. The weight loss party ends. And says during those first 7 months of massive weight loss, you're not driving the bus. You'll lose the same amount of weight no matter what you do. I hate knowing that in a lot of ways, but it's also good to know, because I feel like this is the time to really take advantage of weight loss. I mean, we talked about it today in my 3-month appointment too, is that these first 6-7 months is when you're going to have the massive drop in weight. And then you really have to put the effort in again. And you may not have to do that at this point to lose weight, but now is the time to change your mindset, to keep going, and so that when things get hard, you have your basics to fall back on, like exercise, protein, low carb, etc. So that's the article. I'm going to post it down below. 10 basics. It's actually the 10 mistakes that people make, but really those are just the basics of bariatric surgery. So I thought it was a great article. Like I said, I am an offender of like all of them this month, and really hope to be back. I already am. Today I was like on point with everything, and move forward and remember that I'm doing this for a reason, and this honeymoon phase doesn't last forever. So that's my update for this week, and I'll check in again next week, hopefully with some better numbers, more exciting, and go from there, I guess. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.